Tonight, the energy-efficient iron ore in Whyalla set to make our future greener. And a landmark flight touches down in Broken Hill.
From our 7 Spencer Gulf Studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening. GFG Alliance's mission to be carbon neutral by 2030 is making headway thanks to an abundance of a high quality and energy efficient iron ore product found in Whyalla. It's called magnetite concentrate, and the company says it will be a big help in creating a more sustainable future.
GFG is going green. The company's raw materials arm, Cymec Mining, completing construction on its first phase of a debottlenecking process, which will increase magnetite concentrate production.
There is not many places in the world which have the potential which Whyalla has to develop large-scale magnetite, which is something by in itself very, very exciting.
The development will up the production of magnetite concentrate to 2.5 metric tonnes. GFG says this means more of the product can be exported to its steelworks in Europe, making the region a consistent supplier of premium magnetite on the world stage.
The opportunity really is for Whyalla to become a key supplier, a very large-scale supplier of hydrogen DRI or green steel.
In the middle ranges, there's probably 1 billion plus tonnes of magnetite, so there's the potential for expanding.
GFG says the improved magnetite production line will also help the Whyalla Steelworks in its transition into low carbon intensive steelmaking.
Steel is one of the most polluting industries of all.
The transition to green steel is not going to happen overnight, but it is the direction to go in.
Processed magnetite is used in the direct reduced iron process, which uses hydrogen instead of fossil fuels. This, alongside GFG's use of renewable energy, is helping the steelworks impact less of the environment. Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Police are seeking help from the Port Pirie community to find a missing teenage boy. Drew Harris was last seen around midday on Wednesday, March 30th, 10 days ago, before he left his home in Port Pirie. Drew is 15 years old and is about 178 centimetres tall, has a slim build, blue eyes and shoulder-length hair. He was last seen wearing blue jeans and a yellow jumper. Police are urging anyone who has seen the teen or knows where he is to contact Crime Stoppers. Some of us may not think twice about turning on the tap for a glass of water or a hot shower, but it's a daily struggle for those in the Flinders Ranges. Council is prioritising the quality of drinking water to be improved in the region, with Quorn's water supply lagging behind in its taste, odour and colour.
The town of Quorn strung out to dry. Locals are once again calling out for essential improvements to the town's drinking water quality.
We're not the only ones that are asking for stuff. We're not the only ones asking for water. But we've been waiting for a long time and we'll just persevere.
It's something that needs to be done. It's been flagged and it's been on the council's agenda now for a number of years.
Now that the election is over, the Flinders Ranges Mayor is eager to meet with the local member and reopen discussions about improving Quorn's water supply.
Quality of Quorn water has always been to the forefront, so that'll be part of negotiations and conversation. But, you know, we have to give them time to settle down.
Being drawn from salty groundwater bores, they say the water is inferior to the water pumped through the Morgan pipeline. The mayor saying the water eats through tap fittings and appliances quicker and deters tourists who are unused to drinking it.
They are talking about building a massive new desal plant the other side of Whyalla. Maybe that will help us in some way.
There's probably a simpler solution in Quorn, and it's just linking that Quorn into the SA Waters distribution system.
The mayor hoping their request is not pushed to the side as it has been in the past.
Whichever debate we raise, if I say let's take it from the Murray, I get a chop in the neck. If I say build a desal plant, I get a chop in the neck. So look, it depends on the political climate.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Qantas's first official flight flew into Broken Hill today, with the city rolling out the welcome wagon for those on board. The Flying Kangaroo is now the city's second airline, with Rex being the only other company that flies into the area.
The Flying Kangaroo has landed. Broken Hill City Council rolling out the red carpet for the first Qantas passengers to touch down in years. The lovely Amanda Screetley and Christina knees up on hand to welcome the passengers.
It's lovely. And I mean, we've been so much longing for Qantas to come to Broken Hill. So obviously it's an extra flight there, so it's wonderful.
Qantas is now the second airline in Broken Hill, with Regional Express servicing the city for the past 18 years. It will hopefully bring more people to see outback New South Wales and make it easier to get to the metro areas.
Oh, definitely. That's exactly it. Yeah, bringing more people to the outback, which we want to see. We want them to come to Broken Hill and experience the Broken Hill.
Those destined for Broken Hill not only got a warm welcome, but they also took home a goodie bag from the Visitor Information Centre. Our guests will also be heading out to watch the sunset at the Living Desert, as well as check out what Silverton has to offer. And if there's time, they could possibly catch Christina's show.
Yeah, I have an event on Sunday night at the Palace Hotel for the Qantas crew, so that'll be fun, a bit of entertainment, some drag shows and a meal. Yeah, lovely.
As for what they would recommend tourists see when they make their way out of the airport,
I would say getting out to Mutawinji is one of my favourite parts about being out here. That national park is one of the most
stunning.
beautiful things I've
Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Still to come tonight, a holiday home broken into in Port Pirie, the expensive items the thieves got away with, and calling all theatre kids in Broken Hill, the festival perfect for movie buffs and those with a passion for the performing arts. Welcome back. Police have caught up with an alleged drink driver in Burra earlier this week. Officers pulled over a ute that was travelling along Copperhouse Road, where a 61-year-old man allegedly recorded a blood alcohol level of 0.159, more than 3 times over the legal limit. The driver was from Clare and was reported for drink driving. He's lost his licence for a year. His vehicle has been impounded for 28 days, and the man will appear in court at a later date. Meantime, Port Pirie police are also investigating a break-in at Wallaroo last week. Officers will allege a holiday home was broken into along Jetty Road. The person responsible allegedly getting away with an electric trike and a Samsung Galaxy phone. It happened around 5 a.m. last Friday. Investigators are urging anyone with information to come forward to police, or if you have dashcam or CCTV of the road at the time, to get in touch with them. A unique program is making its way to Port Lincoln, hoping to provide more learning opportunities for young people. Children's University is reaching out to schools and other youth organisations to endorse their program within the region.
The next step in children's learning. The Children's University is hopeful to bring its program to Port Lincoln, aiming to give kids a chance to take learning into their own hands.
So it's an early intervention program. It's designed to sort of boost, also foster kids' aspirations, so let them know what's available out there to them. We're really looking to leverage the extracurricular learning that kids do, so things like your sporting clubs, getting along to your local library.
The program is aiming to open up more opportunities for students studying in the region.
It is a really important program. We have found that kids in Port Lincoln, they don't get as much exposure as kids in Adelaide to the opportunities that university provides. So it's really about just planting the seed.
It's for children aged 5 to 14 years old. The program teaching kids to explore their options and prepare for a possible future in academia and have a taste for what it's like to graduate.
Each student that joins up to Children's University gets a passport to learning. So every time they go to a learning destination, they can get it stamped, and that accounts to their hours of learning. So once they get up to 30 hours of learning, then they're able to graduate.
However, the program isn't limited to just schools, urging on what they call champion organisations to come forward.
We work in different organisations, like schools can join up. We've also got places like scout groups, local libraries acting as community learning hubs. It can really fit in any environment, and it's set up in such a way that any child can be successful.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The Perfect Light Film Festival has returned to Broken Hill for its 5th instalment. The festival kicking off tonight with a special screening of The Drover's Wife, and there's plenty more on offer for aspiring filmmakers and actors.
Lights, camera, action. The Silver City's premier film festival is this weekend, showcasing the best filmmaking talent around.
It's great to be back in Broken Hill. We've brought perfect weather this year. Normally, without fail, every time we come here it rains.
Those that make it will see it a month before it comes out. the first feature film from Leah Purcell.
We're really super pumped to have awesome content screened here tonight. We've got the legend of Molly Johnson, the drover's wife, screening at the Silver City Cinema, starring two local boys, Job and Nash Zammit.
Tomorrow is when all the hard work starts to pay off for locals, as well as entrants from across the country and the world. And there's not just their reputations on the line, but also a financial incentive as well.
$1,000 cash for first prize. We've got $500 for second and $250 for third. But there's also great products for software, for editing and colour grading.
This year's celebrity judges will be former Play School host John Waters, actor and philanthropist Samuel Johnson of The Secret Life of Us and Love Your Sister fame, as well as Neighbours icon Carla Bonner.
Incredible judging panel. You can come down. Again, Saturday's a free event right here at the Civic Centre. They're happy to sign autographs, get some photos with the stars.
Tickets are available on the website up until 5 p.m. tomorrow. Joshua Mercer, 7, Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. After the break, the uni students future-proofing their engineering industries before they've even graduated. And more federal money making its way to those who need it most in the Spencer Gulf. Hello again. Keen-eyed commuters in Port Augusta would have seen the development of a driving surface for the new bridge this week. Construction crews could be seen pouring bitumen from the west side of the duplication project onwards. The new bridge is on track to be completed this month, with crews then switching over to bringing the old bridge up to modern standards. The Department of Infrastructure saying the project as a whole will be open to traffic before the end of the year. The Spencer Gulf Uni Hub hosted a networking night earlier this week for regional employers to meet engineering students. With engineering of all kinds in high demand, it's no surprise the majority of students have already lined up a job in the field before they've even graduated.
One of the most important nights for engineering students. Industry leaders from Augusta, mining groups, SA Water and local government were on the hunt to find their future employees while having a drink and a laugh.
So there's a whole range of employers in this region who are all crying out for engineers, and finally, after quite a few years, we're able to start delivering in terms of providing that skilled workforce right here in the region.
More than 96% of CQ University engineering students have already got a job upon graduating, which is due to the amount of industry engagement throughout the course.
We are engaged with the main providers in mining and energy, but as well as the local councils and many engineering consultancies.
Local industries like Augusta will take these students on board and give them projects that will help them further their studies.
And the students can start these projects from as early as first year, and often many of them do their final thesis on a real-world project. What that allows them to do is to apply the theory that they've learnt through our course, become much more confident.
You know, this is really about an economic opportunity and a growth opportunity for our region, as much as it is about, engaging in higher education.
Students will now get the benefit of working in the region without having to move to Adelaide or interstate.
Most of them walk out of their qualification, with multiple job offers already.
Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The federal government is set to deliver over $3.2 million across 10 programs in our region in the hopes to create more job opportunities in the Spencer Gulf. The first round of grants aims to strengthen local support services in cashless debit card communities,
which is to help them get through the tough times and get themselves work ready. And in this particular case, that the extra funding we put in the Ceduna area is about getting people work ready.
Successful projects recipients include the Ceduna Aboriginal Corporation, other parts of the region also receiving funding.
We've got about 3.2 million here and a whole host of programs going out through Oak Valley, Caniva, Scadesco, Ceduna predominantly.
Round 2 of the government funding will be opened soon, with $10 million available under the Jobs and Infrastructure Initiative. Stay with us after the break. A mammoth journey comes to an end in Port Lincoln with thousands raised to help sick kids. And we'll have the weekend weather forecast with Alex Sykes. The Rural Doctors Workforce Agency says the Spencer Gulf is in desperate need of more doctors. They say 33 medical jobs were being advertised in the region just last week. This uptake is despite doctors being offered lucrative incentives such as retention fees and relocation expenses to take up jobs in rural South Australia. The agency says the past 3 years, $50,000 in retention grants have been made to doctors who took up positions at Bollaroo, Streaky Bay, Sedunia and Yorktown. This year's Treasure Life ride has come to an end, with riders completing the 600-kilometre journey across the Eyre Peninsula. The team held their last hurrah at the Port Lincoln Hotel last night, where they reached their impressive fundraising goal.
The final push to achieve an extraordinary feat.
Well done, guys.
Each cyclist riding home strongly, holding their last function at the finish line here in Port Lincoln. But it was the support of the community that made all the difference along the way.
All the community supported us magnificently, sort of thing. We had some great nights. My standout was Cleve. We had a fantastic quiz night. Punched a lot of money out of the room.
Absolutely amazing. I was only just in the support crew, but just watching what these people did and the money raised in the regional communities was just fantastic for both Ronald McDonald House and Matthew Flinders Nursing Home.
The gruelling cycle saw riders clock 140-kilometre days. The crew acknowledging the support of Foodland for keeping the riders fed.
Luckily I've got a few mates in Foodlands on Eyre Peninsula and they all come on board and they actually fed us for the trip, which was amazing support by those guys. And Foodland Corporate in Adelaide actually came to the party with a tune of $5,000, which was magnificent support.
The team surpassed the initial target, raising a total of $110,000. The funds will be split evenly between the Ronald McDonald House and Matthew Flinders homes.
The fundraising topped it off beautifully. The support we had from the towns was sensational, and it's just one of those things that we sort of started with a bit of a pipe dream and just grew and grew from there and gained momentum, and we're blown away by the support and the momentum it's gained.
Tony and the team are hopeful that the Treasure Life ride will go again next year, raising even more money for worthy causes. Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The Lightning Cup returns this Saturday in Broken Hill. The round-robin tournament kicks off at 9 a.m, with the women's event on first and the men's getting underway at 12:15. North will face West in the opening game. Last year's winners Central will take on South in the other game. On the men's side of the draw, Central will take on West and it's North versus South in Game 2. Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather this weekend. Here's Alex Sykes.
Thanks, Maddie, and good evening to you and our viewers. It was near perfect conditions right across the region today, and I can tell you they are set to continue right through to the weekend. I'll have more detail on that in just a moment. Let's first take a look at today's conditions. From 3 p.m, Whyalla was sunny and 26, Port Lincoln was mostly sunny and 23, and Cooper Pedy was 29 degrees. Looking further out across the region now, Port Augusta, Woodner and Port Pirie were all mostly sunny and 28. Broken Hill was partly cloudy and 24. Kadina and Cleve were both sunny and 26. Clare was mostly sunny and 24. And our friends in Adelaide were a sunny 23 degrees. Taking a look at the satellite image now, cloud over the southeast is associated with a trough system, dragging cloud from the east and generating a shower or two. Clear skies and dry conditions over the remainder of the state with a high pressure ridge. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. East to southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, reaching 15 to 20 knots in the afternoon. Seas 1 to 1.5 metres, decreasing below a metre in the morning, and south to southwesterly swells below 1 metre. Sunny conditions forecast across the region tomorrow. Port Lincoln is set to reach 27 degrees. Cleve will get to a top of 20 and Woodner will have a max of 32. While Ankadine are both to reach 28, Port Augusta will reach a high of 31 degrees. It will be a degree cooler in Port Pirie and 30 degrees there. Clare will be 27 and Broken Hill will be mostly sunny, also reaching at 27 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, starting with Sunday, Port Augusta will be sunny and get to a max of 34. Woodner will be partly cloudy, also 34 degrees. Port Pirie and Cooper Pedy will be sunny and both get to 33, partly cloudy in Port Lincoln with 27 degrees, while Ankadine both to reach 31. Let's take a look at next week's forecast now. Partly cloudy conditions in some parts on Monday. Woodner will reach 33, while Ankadine 29. Cloudy in Adelaide with 28 degrees. Possible shower in Port Lincoln with 23. Broken Hill will be sunny and reach 30 degrees. To Tuesday now, mostly sunny in Cooper Pedy with 37 degrees. Partly cloudy in Port Augusta where it'll reach 33. Possible showers in both Kadina and Port Lincoln. Port Pirie 31, Wildwood to reach 28 and Broken Hill will be mostly sunny and 32 degrees. So Maddie, it looks like the weekend's fine conditions are set to continue through to next week. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's what's been making news around the Spencer Gulf this Friday. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later. Until then, enjoy your evening. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.